So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is taken at his 4. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And out now come the Eagles. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. They go with Howard to begin the drive. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Wentz to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw. Wentz. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. To throw is Wentz. Looking sideline, incomplete. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick 6 or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. On 1st down, they run with Howard. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
There we go, Pac-Man. Waiting!
Check, check, watch 54, watch 54.
Defense wins championship.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wentz. And that's complete to Jeffrey. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. What will they draw up to try to keep this opening drive of overtime moving? 3rd and 7. Wentz now to throw. And that is incomplete. Well, I know you're toward the middle of the field here, but still, 4th down this distance, you got to punt it right.
That's definitely the first instinct because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to him, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Now part 1 is done, now part 2. In overtime, you have to be smarter than that.
A personal foul just can't happen. Have to have poise.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Following the penalty, it's Peterson. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. And now the timeout comes in with just 1 second left in overtime. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now what can Keenum do with his drive? Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. 1 overtime. How about 2? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that 2nd overtime in just a moment. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Done. 180. Right there. 54 Mike. You don't know no better. Check 52.
Throwing on 2nd down. Wentz. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to find Deshaun Jackson that time. And now it's 3rd down. Once that ball was popped in the air, you could almost hear the silence, the collective breath being held here in the stadium.
Let's be honest about it. We both came out of our chairs, didn't we? All right, anytime you see the ball in the air like that, there is that collective rise, the crowd holding its breath, and boy, oh boy, the moment of truth as it comes down. Man, that was something.
Everything magnified here in overtime. Now he's going to go up top over the middle, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face, good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
Here's Cameron Johnston now. And in double overtime, this needs to be a good one. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. Keenum and the Redskins now going to come up 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Looking long for his tight end. And got his man complete. Give him 32 on the play.
It's a gain of 32. First down.
So now it all comes down to Dustin Hopkins. This to win it in overtime. And he put enough leg into it, but it's well off to the right and no good. And we will play on here in overtime. Well, when you get that ball in OT, that's not the chance you envision, and the long field goal attempt here winds up lacking.
And you don't want to hang too much of this on your kicker, but he's going to leave you in a tough spot as well because you give your opponents excellent field position to start their first drive.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Wentz going to throw. Looking deep for his tight end, Ertz. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. So the OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Wentz on the draw, leaves it for Sanders. As Sanders has it poked free, and the Redskins scoop it. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line.
They don't want it. They don't want it.
And a costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder if maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
Doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, it almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here. Field goal or a touchdown now. And here come the Redskins now. So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
And they also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through it, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Here we go. Wait! Hey, let's go. Let's go tackle. Let's go.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Wentz. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. The 20. There he goes left side. And he will score. Touchdown, Washington. Still catching our breaths from that electric finish. You get into overtime, that's one thing. It was a great 4 quarters. But then in OT, not only to win it, but to win it on a defensive score. Wow.
Oh, definitely. And I think from now on, we're going to definitely travel someone who can help us because I thought I was going to pass out at the end. Not just getting to the overtime, but the plays in overtime that led to this one, and to finish it on a defensive touchdown, a takeaway that gets into the end zone. I'm not rooting for anyone, but boy, I'd love to see games finish that way.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin.